Out of the gun, looking for the end zone. He wants it. Caught! It's a touchdown, Lucas Bacon!
Welcome to Coug Zone, where we show you what others cannot. I'm Gunnar Miller.
And I'm Danny Flynn. Today we're going to take a look at the Seattle Kraken, a few NBA games, and some recent news in WSU sports.
The Seattle Kraken started off the week playing against the Buffalo Sabres at Climate Pledge Arena. The offense and defense started off slow the first two periods of the game, but then quickly got going, outscoring the Sabres in the third period 3-0 to grab the victory 5-2. Player of the game was easily Jordan Emberley, as he recorded the first hat trick in franchise history. Kraken then ended the week in Phoenix as they took on the Arizona Coyotes. The Coyotes entered this game with a record of 0-10-1. The Kraken offense started off scoring two of their first three goals in the first 58 seconds of the game to give us the lead in the first period 3-1. That seemed to be the only good thing, as the Kraken got outscored 4-1 in the last two periods of the game to fall 5-4. Definitely a frustrating game to make this slate of games record 1-1, but the Kraken look to bounce back next week for some big statement games against Vegas and Anaheim.
The Los Angeles Lakers took on the Oklahoma City Thunder at home last Thursday and lost 104-107. The Thunder moved to 2-6 and the Lakers dropped to 5-4. The Lakers led by as much as 19 in the first half, but in the end it wasn't enough to overcome OKC. Thunder point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 11 of his 28 points in the fourth quarter and hit a dazzling three from the logo with just over a minute to play to put OKC up by 6. LeBron James sat out this game with an abdominal strain, but Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis were both healthy and scored a combined 56 points, 27 and 29 respectively. This is the second time this season that the LA Lakers have lost to OKC, and in their first contest, LA was up by as much as 26 points. Cause for concern in LA yet? Time will tell. The Miami Heat beat the Utah Jazz on Saturday night. Tyler Herro dropped 29 points to lead the Heat 118-115 over the Jazz. Both programs are now a very respectable 7-2. Miami led by 19 points with 5 minutes remaining, and with 10.4 to play, Utah had their lead cut down to just 3. Donovan Mitchell, who had 10 of his 37 scored in the fourth, missed a heartbreaking three that would have tied the game, and the Jazz lose in Miami. The Phoenix Suns scored 35 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Atlanta Hawks 121-117 on Saturday night. Devin Booker scored a season-high 38 points, shooting 14 for 21 from the field and 5 of 9 from three-point land. Big man Frank Kaminsky added another 16 off the bench after spending most of the season so far buried on the Suns bench. It was a highly competitive game with 20 ties and 13 lead changes. Trae Young scored 14 points in the third quarter, including a 31-footer in the final minute to put the Hawks up 98-86 at the end of the period.
Your women's volleyball team had a two-game slate this weekend, taking on both Arizona schools. Friday, they started off against the Wildcats, as there was not much competition in this one, as the Cougs easily won the match 3-0. This victory was led by no other than Pia Timmer, as she recorded 12 kills and 6 service aces on the day. Then on Sunday, the Cougs took on the Sun Devils, where WSU was outplayed by ASU and quickly fell 2-0. Then WSU quickly caught fire as they rallied, winning 3 hard-fought sets and taking the match from ASU. As the nation is now calling her, Magnificent Magda had one of her best performances by an individual this season, as she recorded 21 kills on 25 attempts with no errors. Her magic is what got WSU this victory. They have a 2-game road trip this upcoming weekend as they take on Cal and Stanford.
Our WSU women's basketball team beat Northwest Nazarene 113-46 on Friday in the Cougs' final exhibition game of the season. 6 players on the Wazoo roster scored double figures, with junior guard from Estonia, Joanna Teeter, dropping a game-high 20 points and sinking 5 from beyond the arc. Fifth-year senior Crystal Leaguer-Walker dished out 8 assists, 17 points, and was nearly perfect from the field. 6 of 7 from the field and 3 of 3 from deep.
The WSU women's soccer team won the Apple Cup by defeating the University of Washington 4-2. The regular season finale was a statement win for the Cougs, who scored their most goals in a game since September and tied the record for their most ever against UW. The play of the game was provided by Gig Harbor's own sophomore Alyssa Gray, who delivered an incredible shot from over 35 yards down the field to reclaim the lead for the Cougs. The Cougs capped off their scoring with the capable connection of senior Sydney Studer to sophomore Margie DeTrizio, who scored from way downtown for her 3rd goal in 2 games. The Cougs finished this year with 13 wins, 2 losses, and 4 draws, with 7 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws in Pac-12 play. After a dominant season, the Cougs are back in the 64 64-team NCAA tournament. They will host Montana at Lower Field in Pullman at 5 p.m. Saturday in the first round of the College Cup. Show up on Saturday to cheer on the Cougs. And now to Damien Alvarado with Coug Outlook.
What's up, Cougs? I'm Damien Alvarado with your Coug Outlook. Volleyball kicks off the sports week this Thursday versus Cal Berkeley at 7 p.m. Friday's schedule looks loaded as cross country will compete in the NCAA West Regional at 10 a.m. Swimming will have their meet versus Grand Canyon University at noon. And moving on to some college hoops, women's basketball will face Northern Arizona at 2 p.m. And the men's basketball team will face Seattle at 7 p.m. On Saturday, the soccer team will face Montana at 5 p.m. and the football team has an opportunity to control its destiny versus Oregon. A win here could give the Cougs a chance at the Pac-12 championship, and a win there would take them to the Rose Bowl. WSU will head to Eugene on Saturday to play the Ducks at 7:30 p.m., and 2 members from KUGR Radio will be sent to cover the game. Tune into KUGR Radio on Facebook and listen to Curry Ponds and Jack. To wrap things up, men's basketball will play in Beasley Coliseum versus UC Santa Barbara Monday at 8 p.m. Well, that's it for your Coug Outlook. I'm Damon Alvarado, sending it back to the desk with Gunnar and Danny.
Unorthodox Sports is now on Twitter. Follow Wazoo Unorthodox and check us out on Instagram at unorthodox.sports and more Unorthodox Sports content on the Cable 8 YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm Danny.
And I'm Gunnar Miller. Have a good week, and we will see you back here with more sports updates.